All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So some of you guys might be on the fence about the newly announced MacBooks and things, or M1 chip that Apple has brought out. In reality, though, if you already have an M2 or M1, you probably can obviously sit still. There's no need for you to go out and purchase one. If you just want to upgrade, make sure you're getting some money out of your current MacBook that you're going to sell, or pass it on to a family member. That would be my advice. That's what I tend to do when I buy something and I don't really need it. I make sure the product that I currently have goes to someone who can actually use it. Now, with that being said, I own a 15-inch M2 MacBook Air. Now, originally you saw me unbox and show you that I bought a blue one, but I ended up switching to this variant here, which is the space gray. The blue just wasn't my cup of tea. It felt dirty instantly. Like within a day or so, it just felt disgusting. It felt like it was a used, beat up laptop already in appearance. Now, it worked perfectly fine, but I decided to go to the space gray. And with that being said, I wanted to show you some differences here. Now, first thing I want to do, let me go ahead and test the speakers on here. Let me show you how nice these speakers are. I got a song loaded up here, I think. Here, let's see. So not a lot of bass, but a very clear sound system. Speakers turned all the way up. It's enough, and it's definitely better than, I don't believe this one has 6 speakers. It's definitely better than some of the other MacBooks before it, the Airs. This one is really solid, folks. I'll tell you no lies, it sounds very good in person. Now, I know looking at it over video, it's gonna be kind of difficult to tell that it's really good, but it is a very good system inside of this laptop, and it is more than enough. So I brought up 3 laptops here. This is the new M1 14-inch, and the 15-inch is here, and then the 13 is here. So when you start to look at these, you start to question yourself, should I go with the 15-inch or the 13 or the 14? And really, I'm really looking at these two here because there's a $300 difference in between the two. So just looking at it right here, you do get the XDR display, and the XDR display is really good. And these two have a liquid retina display. Now, I do have a matte screen protector on here, but I loaded up some videos. And let me show you here. All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It is a windy day out, but it is beautiful. It is 80 degrees. As you can see, I have the top down, so I do have a wind filter on the mic this time. Hopefully that'll help with this recording. And I can turn the volume down. It's not about the volume. It's more about the quality of the display. And you can see here, look at the brightness on it. Look at how beautiful. This thing can get very bright and very vivid. Now, over video, it's probably washing out a little bit, but I'm telling you, even at this stage right here of brightness, just under half, it is absolutely beautiful, folks. This display is no slouch. It actually has a beautiful display on it with no complaints, man. It is a beautiful display. I'm showing you HDR content here, but in the end, you have to determine what you think is good quality. And I think for the money, yeah, that $300 difference, it's definitely, when you're trying to save money or looking to get into the MacBooks, this is for people who might be trying to consider the 14-inch. I used to have a 14-inch M1 Pro, and it was great. Display was great. However, you get a bigger display here, and you still get some great functionality that comes along with it. So this display is actually pretty sleek. Now, you look at the cores here. These are pretty much equal across the board. Now, remember, this is their new M3. 8 cores, 10 cores, 24 gigs. You start to see there 2 terabytes. This is where you get a little bit difference. You get a little bit difference in battery. But in reality, folks, testing my 14-inch MacBook Pro against this 15-inch MacBook Air, I didn't see too much difference. I think the battery is about the same. Now we get out here to this area here. You see just a couple of differences between the two. And does it warrant you to move up to the M3 chip? Remember, in the event, Apple talked about the M1 chip, not so much the M2 chip, because the M2 chip is too close to what they already offer. You see here? It's a little too close. This is just too close in comparison. So that is why they went with the M1 chip to say that it was much better. Now here it's all the same, 8, 16, and 24, 8, 16, and 24 across the board on their new chip. So storage options also, you actually get a 256 gig version over here on the 15-inch MacBook Air, because that's money savings again for someone who's trying to save some more money. But over here, it starts at 512, which is nice, and you get the terabyte and the 2 terabyte option. And then after that, you start to get into peak brightness. This peaks out at 500 nits, and this peak brightness over here is 1600 nits in HDR content. So again, the display quality is really nice and top notch on the Pro model, but the Air is a solid display. And the MacBook Air, it's a pretty lightweight laptop for it to be 15 inches. But the 14-inch Pro weighs just a little bit more. You probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the two. And then you still get the 1080p camera on here on both of them. And then the audio is a 6-speaker, and this has a high fidelity 6-speaker. Now, I will say the 14-inch MacBook Pro I had, the speakers on that thing were ridiculous. Definitely more tone and bass, whereas with the Air, it's a little bit more hollow, but it still sounds phenomenal. As far as the keyboard goes, this is a phenomenal keyboard, and that's just what it is. Now, the ports are different. You get 4 USB ports on here, 2 Thunderbolt, and USB 4 ports, and you get 2 Thunderbolt over here, and you get HDMI and an SD card slot. So if you need a lot of ports, you'll want to go with the, if you just don't want to buy a separate dongle, but I think you could save a ton of money by buying a little plug-in dongle, and it'll help you out. So you still have Touch ID on all these, and video calling and all these FaceTime, you have all these things that are pretty much the same. So on battery power, 15 hours wireless web, 15 hours wireless web. You just get they're saying you get a little bit more battery out of this, but are you really going to be able to tell the difference? I don't know. I don't think you will, because I've owned a 15-inch before, a 14-inch MacBook Pro before. So, I like the 15-inch MacBook Air. I think it's a great option for a lot of people out there who you've been considering buying a new MacBook, and you saw the M3s. You could save yourself a ton of money. Now, I obviously get a nice discount on my Apple products. And so with this one, when I bought the blue one, I bought it directly from Apple, and I paid I think I got mine for $1,000, or I think it was $1,000. It was a little over $1,000, $1,089 or something like that. This one I paid $1,000 for. I walked into Best Buy and got it, and I got rid of the blue one from Apple, and I took that money and went into Best Buy and grabbed this one right here for $1,000. And obviously, your discounts will apply where they apply for you. Just keep that in mind. But I think if you're looking for a MacBook, the 15-inch MacBook Air should be on your list. It's nice and thin. It's lightweight for a laptop of this size, I'll say, because I do have an LG Gram, and the LG Gram, as you can see here, you get a nice little headphone jack. Get your headphone jack, and then you have your 2 ports, and you have your MagSafe charging. I do like that you can charge this through Type-C, or you can charge it through the MagSafe. I personally don't use the MagSafe. I use a 100-watt charger, just a default charger that I got, that I keep plugged in. I have a couple of 100-watt fast chargers around the house, and the 15-inch MacBook Air is so nice. Now, this is a thin laptop, I'll say that, but I think if you're really in the market, I think the 15-inch MacBook Air is a win. Now, you choose which color you'd like to get, but personally, after owning the blue variant, I don't think the blue variant is a good move because of how dirty it could possibly look after regular use. I do have a case coming for this. Shout out to Subcase. You'll see that video soon enough. But for now, I think the MacBook Air 15 is probably one of the best options if you want a larger laptop from Apple and you don't want to, say, get the 16-inch version, because then you get into a big price difference. and you'll start to ask yourself, yeah, it's more powerful. Whoa, yeah, it's more powerful. But you start to look at the pricing, and if you're a person who's trying to save some cash, starting at $2,500, that's not going to be for a lot of people. That is not going to be what a lot of people might want to pay. That is a hefty price tag. And, you know, if you have to pay for it outright too, it could be kind of tough on you. So with that being said, man, the 15-inch MacBook Air is definitely one that I'm enjoying. Very powerful. The battery lasts me off a charge for easily 3 to 5 days without having to charge it. I'm actually still on the same charge for the last, I still have 21% left. And I'm on the same charge I've been on since last week. So I'm almost at a week on this same charge, and I do use this every day. I've edited on it. I've shot video with it. I've done tons of web browsing and surfing, lots of emails and things like that. And, you know, it's a phenomenal laptop. The keyboard has great travel and feedback. It's a backlit keyboard, as you can see. And so there's a lot going for this. This is a premium laptop. And furthermore, when you're editing on a laptop like this M2 chip, there's a lot of Windows laptops out there. They just don't compete. The M1 MacBooks are faster than a ton of Windows laptops on their best day. So, I mean, I just feel like Apple not comparing the M3 to the M2, there's a reason that they did that. And it's because, you know, the M2 is still a very good option for everyone, and they don't want people to skip the M3 and go with the M2 and save a little bit of cash. So it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, this is a great option for you guys. And I think if you're in the market for a laptop in general, you need to start considering some of the M1, M2 laptops from Apple. Look for Recertified as well. If you haven't looked in the Recertified section for Apple, they sell a lot of great products there. You get a full warranty on them. It's just like buying new. You would never think it was Recertified because it comes shipped sealed in a new box, like when you're opening up a brand new laptop. So in the end, I think if you decide to grab a laptop, just consider the Apple MacBook Air 15-inch. I think you'll be really happy. It's your man Jay. See you in the next video. Take care.